I'm welcome. I'm trying to learn architecture. Today we review Antirio bridge, and after we've done that, we're gonna do Neckstretching. And if you participate in the Neckstretching, then it's with your own risk, and this is part 10 or whatever, the review Antirio bridge. Now we're having here the monitoring system. Monitoring system. And after we've done it, we're going to Neckstretching. Monitoring system. A structural health monitoring system was installed during construction on the bridge. So we're having a monitoring system to look if something what goes wrong. And it is still operating. It provides a 24/7 surveillance of a structure. The system has more than 100 sensors, including, they had brought all over the bridge 100 sensors, and they are measuring if something breaks down. So one of the sensors, or some sensors, are 3D accelerometers on the deck, pylons, stay cables, and on the ground to characterize wind movements and seismic tremors. What are 3D accelerometers? Anyway, we have some type of sensors at the deck, so at the street, I guess. The pylons, these are the big things in the ground, the cables, and on the ground, in the ground and the sea, whatever. And they are measuring wind movements and also if there's an earthquake. Strain gauges and load cells on the stay cables and their gooseheads. I don't know what gauges means, I don't know what load cells are, and I don't know what gooseheads are. And I don't really know what stay cables are. Stay cables seems to be really things there. We're having at these cables spanning the bridge. Some type of sensor. Displacement sensors on the expansion joints to measure the thermal expansion of the deck. We're having over the street expansion points. At that places the street, instead of the street is built that if a street expands somewhere because the bridge gets warmer, but it happens when at these places, and there are sensors to measure how much that happens. Water level sensors on the pylon bases to detect infiltration. One of the pylons, are the pylons hollow? Why should we detect infiltration? We could just measure the level of the water, but water infiltration. Or do we have inside of the pylon sensors to know if some pylon gets flooded with water? Water level sensors on the pylon bases to detect infiltration. On the base, they have some sensors to look if somewhere water comes infiltrating. Temperature sensors on the deck to detect freezing conditions. So they're going to street the thermometer to measure if it gets cold. Linear variable differential transducer, LVDT, sensors on the stay cables to measure movements. We're having linear variable differential transducer, and we're measuring how much the cables are swinging. Load cells on the, I don't know what load cells are. Load cells on the restrainers for recalibration in the event of an earthquake. What are restrainers? We're having some sensors which are measuring something if an earthquake comes. 2 weather stations to measure wind intensity, direction, air temperature, and relative humidity. We're having probably both sides of a bridge. Something that measures how much wind is blowing, out of what direction the wind is coming, how warm it is, and also how much water is in the air. One specific element of a system is the ability to detect and specifically treat earthquake events. That system had something said about it. They had 3D accelerators on the deck and the pylons to measure the seismic movements, and we can measure the expansion of the deck. And they have load cells and restrainers for recalibrating the event of an earthquake. Maybe the bridge has somewhere a big screw, and if the seismic motors measure, the seismic things measure the earth has gone a centimeter to the side, they are making another turn, and now the bridge is a centimeter longer. Something like that, I don't know. So one specific thing of it is to detect and then hopefully successfully to treat if an earthquake is made to get a bit larger or smaller. Photography. Photography by both professional and amateur photographers or cinematographers is allowed and encouraged by the bridge management without the need for a permit. With the bridge's management often organizing special events inviting professional and amateur photographers and cinematographers to photograph the bridge and the cars on the pedestrians. Why are they invited to make pictures of a pedestrian? I think they just think it is a good idea if people go there and make nice pictures of a bridge to promote for it. Not that they should go there specifically and target and specifically make pictures of pedestrians or people driving there. Now basically what I want to say is that it seems to be that people without permit can go there and make photos. But again, there's no legal advice. Let's read another sentence again, if I actually mean what I say here. With the bridge management often organizing special events, inviting professional and amateur photographers and cinematographers to photograph the bridge and the cars of the pedestrians using it. They just mean make pictures. Yeah. I can't imagine everything. I can imagine, but it sounds absurd. That was the Antirio bridge. No, I think we made 10 parts about it. We should come back and at least one presentation and make at least a little video about it. That is the Antirio bridge. It goes from there to there in Greek to that island. And that is its length, 2 kilometers or what it was. And it's stable against earthquake, cost 600 million. At least one simple video about the Antirio bridge, that we know where it is and what it does. Maybe we're going to do more. But I think we're going to do one. That means that was the Antirio bridge for now, but we will come back for at least one little presentation about the Antirio bridge in another part. That means that was the architecture. If you were here for architecture, you can go directly to the next part of architecture. We will do now the Neckstretching. If you stay and participate in the Neckstretching as well as the arms, wooden stable stance and then lift the arms up. Reach with the fingertips as far as you can, the hydro toe. Reach as far as you can with the fingertips. If you participate in the arms, reach as far as you can, again down and reach as far as you can. And out. Reach as far as you can. Up and again down. Continue reaching as far as you are able to do. And now some circles. Reach in front again with the fingertips. Reach with the fingertips up and not just the side, but also back. Reach as far as you can. Reach down with the fingertips. And another time. Reach in front. Reach up and back. And still keep reaching. And now have the legs standing together. The arms up to a T. And we're doing the buzzard. Pretend to fly around like a buzzard does it. Maybe. Buzzard does not look like that. Next exercise, you're having the legs standing shoulder width apart. And the standing tall up, shoulders back, and breathe in. And slowly move the head over to one side. Only as far as it goes. Careful, it goes without effort. Breathe again in. And out, bring the head down to the clavicle. One movement slowly and carefully, or gentle. Again up and over to the other side. Only bring it over, nothing more. Breathe again in. And out, chin down onto the clavicle. Lift the head again and bring it back into the middle. And directly over to the other side. Breathe again in. And out, roll the head over to the other side. Again in. And out, roll it over. And back into the middle. Now we fly. Have the palms together, the elbows together, breathe in and lift the arms up. And out and down. Again, in and up. And down. And now, breathe in. And out, stretch your front, bring the head down. Again, in. And out in front. Again, in. And out in front. And the next exercise. Like cashew. Have feet standing together. Intertwine fingers behind the back. Shoulders back, tall up, breathe in. And out, turn the head over to the side. And bring the chin onto the clavicles. chin down to the clavicles, and pull the hands down. Lift the gaze again and bring the hand out to the other side. Breathe in and out, chin down onto the clavicle, and reach with the hands down to the shoulder. Again, up and into the middle. And now the stretch of Venus. Have the leg standing shoulder above body bar. Intertwine the fingers again behind the neck. Bring them over to one side, turn up, shoulders back, breathe in. And out, turn the head over to the side with the hands up. Chin down onto the clavicle. Breathe in. And out, lift the gaze. Bring the gaze again down, the chin onto the clavicle. Breathe in. And out, pull the arm and the shoulder down. Now lift the gaze and turn the head over to the other side. Hands also over to the other side. Breathe in. And out, chin down onto the clavicle. Pull the arm and the shoulder down. Lift the gaze and turn it back into the middle. Now the feet standing together. Reach under the arms up. And breathe out, lean back, draw the shoulder blades together. Lift the arms up. And out, cow gone, again back. And the arms up. And lean to the side. Into the middle. Out to the other side. Into the middle. Now cross the arms, breathe in, reach high. Breathe out, reach front all the way. Breathe in the arms up. Change your crossing, breathe wide. Continue to breathe in and reach up. Breathe out, reach your front all the way. Again in the arms up. And out, lean with long arms back. In and up. Out and lean back. In and up. Out, the hands down. Breathe in the hands up. Out and down. In and up. Hands together and lower the hands down to heart center. That was the next stretching. I thank you very much and until next time.